You can just think of how like how you feel after getting through a challenging workout, or the sense of accomplishment or the sense of community that you have. And you probably already have like a supportive spouse or friends or like that, and you probably don't worry about where your next meal is coming from, or like if both your parents are going to be at home or whatever. So you get some kids are from more challenging circumstances than yourself that are still coming and willing to put themselves through like these type of workouts. It's just that, like, giving them the power to get through a workout, that's going to translate to get the power through school, maybe to get the power through college, get the power to go through job interviews. It's just it kind of everything just parallels. So that's kind of where my mind goes with this. Like, it's bigger than like fitness, it's bigger than CrossFit or exercise. It's kind of like trying to build these kids, making them, like the name as Fortis Vitam is Latin for strong for life, right? So we're trying to build those skills.
I don't know if you guys see this, but this is November 11, 1914 is when this building was built. It's crazy. Awesome, guys. All right, my name's Alex again from Element CrossFit. I'm here with Jon from Fortis Vitam. I just want to get, like, let's start like right at the beginning. I've known you for a while. Like, how did you get into CrossFit? How did you get into this? Let's start way at the beginning. Like, how did you hear about CrossFit?
So for CrossFit at the beginning, just from some friends. So I started off, followed one of my friends, Mike and Jeremy. They were at CrossFit Stony Creek.
Cool.
So I started there and kind of got the bug, much like other people did. After maybe about a year and a half, took my level 1 and kind of started coaching, learning how to coach with them at CrossFit Stony Creek. Yeah, so that's where that's where it started.
And then I met you first, like you sent out a blast email. This might be like 7-8 years ago.
Yeah, 7 years, I think.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And you were saying like, hey, we're starting up this program in Hamilton. Like, we're looking for some equipment. And I was like, hey, for sure, we got some stuff that we're using in the back that, like, it's kind of like we're using it, but we're not using it.
Yeah.
And that's how I first heard about what you guys are doing here. So, like, tell me a little bit more about the program and, like, what's going on here.
Yeah, so how it started, I'm a police officer in Hamilton, right? And I was working in the East End, the McQueston community, Oriole Crescent, for my guys in the back. So we started out in the East Kiwanis Community Center there. Basically, we reached out to some, like, members in the CrossFit community like yourself, some people from CrossFit Stony Creek. They were all supportive, so they donated kind of like gently used equipment. So away we went to the rec center and hijacked their basketball game every Tuesday and Thursday, and we just started doing
took over the gym
and started doing CrossFit with a group of kids there. So that's
really cool.
How we kind of started off.
And was it just like people from the community? Like, how did you find your first couple of kids? Like, how did it start?
So we had a rec center in the community. Unfortunately, the community at the time, lots of drugs, lots of gangs, lots of violence. There was shootings and all that. So we went into the rec center and just kind of, being the police officers, wanted to show them that we're not just there to make arrests or that type of thing. We're people too, and we can maybe have like a more positive interaction with, especially with some of the youth, right? Because that's cool. If we can interact positively with them early, we probably have a better chance of not interacting in a negative way later on, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And then how long have you guys been here at the Eva Rothwell Center? I got that right?
Correct, you did. So then how it started from there, if I can hijack and tell you the whole story.
Totally.
So what we did, so after that, we started there with all the equipment. I found out about a program called Pro Action Cops and Kids. So the mother chapter is in Toronto. They have other chapters in Hamilton, Niagara, Halton, Durham. And basically they raise funds and they sponsor programs that bridge the gap between police and youth in the community. So once I found out about that, I wrote up a grant proposal and got donations from that charity, Pro Action Cops and Kids, and that's how we started going. So we were at St. Helens or East Kiwanis Community Center for about a year and a half. Then we, tear in my eye, changed ownership, so we kind of got evicted, but we ended up landing at Sir Winston Churchill Rec Center, kind of partnered with the city of Hamilton.
Cool.
And unfortunately, fast forward a couple more years, they needed the space there, so we found ourselves here. I think we've been here now 2 or 3 years.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
that's really cool. And this building is really cool too. I was talking to the executive director, I think his name was, and about like all the different programs that were here, and it's like really awesome. And
no, it's a really good fit. They've got an after-school program for youth, so I'm sure you have some of the footage of the little kids that are like
working outside,
running around outside, and then we've got some of our older kids, some of our 4V athletes that we call them that are here, so they come in after the little kids are done, and we put them through the paces. So
that's very cool.
Yeah.
So even though you're not an official CrossFit affiliate and you just do functional fitness here, of course, because that's the way it goes. What kind of stuff have you noticed? Like, what are the biggest benefits that the people that come into the program get out of it?
So I'm going to say like the secondary benefits are the fitness, because realistically we do 1 or 2 classes a week. So unless you're going to be responsible on your own time for your fitness, like you have small gains but not huge. But I would just say you can ask some of the kids, but just the way they feel, the confidence, and then the positive interaction. Like these are like, fair enough, I'm the police for work, but these are my guys, right? So I've kind of watched them grow up. I've watched them develop into men. Like Flamer, our guy over here, he was in grade 6 when he first started. Now he's 19. He's going to be going to college next year. So
that's awesome.
It's kind of nice to see people develop, right?
That's right.
And you know how it is in a workout, you overcome challenges in the workout, and it's kind of like we're trying to parallel that with the challenges that people might face in life, especially with some of the younger guys, right?
That's really cool to hear. And like, have you noticed like any growth from like, are more kids coming of a certain age or teenagers, or like how's that?
So yes and no. We have it's kind of like revolving, right? Because it's a drop-in program, no sign up, no fees, no charge, anything like that. So we find during the winter we have some pretty good attendance because the kids are in here for their after-school programs, and they'll come down. But then once the weather kind of turns, we're kind of getting on the fringe where we might see a little bit of a decline, which is not necessarily a bad thing because they'll be outside playing as opposed to maybe coming to the gym. But then we've got a core group here of about like 6, 7, 8 of our older kids that are pretty committed and will show up regularly and come whenever we're here. So
that's awesome. So have you had days where you've been like waiting here and like no one showed up and just like
those days are gone?
Or these guys are all legit been here all the time?
No, they've been here all the time. We compete with, now listen, like we got some athletes in the room, so we compete with football, we compete with basketball, but once those seasons are over, they come here. And then something we started 3 years ago in the summer is we've partnered with Battlefield, CrossFit affiliate up on the Hamilton Mountain, and we do a summer strength program. So we base it off of squats, deadlift, and press. We do like 2 Wendler cycles with the kids.
That's awesome.
Kind of get them ready for the sports season coming up in the next year.
Oh, that's excellent. And is it like once a week, same thing as well?
We do 2 times a week. Yeah,
cool.
Yeah. So it's been that's something we've done. Kind of get them out of this community and get them to interact with, similar to what you run, like a professional CrossFit affiliate, right? To kind of see how it's supposed to go
and get a different vibe and different feel,
and
different coaches and all that
and
kind of
then
stuff.
Become partners, and like they interact with other like gym members, like that kind of thing, so they can kind of get in with the community too, right?
Oh, that's awesome. How long have you guys been doing that for?
We've done that program, I think, 4 years. We did one with CrossFit in Bimbrook, and they're no longer an affiliate. CrossFit Karst, no longer an affiliate. Same group of guys running it, and then CrossFit Battlefield the last 2 years. And
they've been around for a long time.
Yeah, hopefully again this summer. Yeah.
I've heard a lot of good stuff about them.
Yeah.
That's very cool. So this is going to be a slightly off-topic thing, but just out of curiosity, have you heard all the changes in the CrossFit world and the games?
You know what? I have to say I haven't been following a lot of it. I follow it when the games are on, but and I'll watch the open workouts, and maybe we'll do one of them here. But I haven't really paid attention to all of the most recent goings on in the CrossFit
that's
world.
Actually, well, it's interesting because I've been talking to so many people about it, and so many people think it's such a big deal, and in some ways, like, it is a big deal, but at the same time, I think, to me, the awesomeness of CrossFit is like this that's happening. Like, the other thing is, like, it's cool to see who the fittest person is, and that's still good, but, like, it doesn't matter as much as this kind of stuff. Like, help being in an area where people can be productive and learn,
For sure.
Good skills and stuff like that.
The one thing I have noticed in a lot of their media now is they have like more functional stuff, like it's the super athletes doing squats, but then they've got like my dad doing squats on a couch, and they're kind of showing like
that's right.
that everybody can be involved, which is awesome. Right?
Which is a really cool thing, and I mean that's the whole concept here. And I really loved. I didn't expect to see the young kids here when I came in.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be all like teens, and I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah, no, it's great.
And I mean they're the ones that probably like I think need the guidance to like fitness is fun and you can do this long term going on.
Yeah, for sure. And we just try to keep them through games and get them active, right? But they have a lot of fun. They keep me on my toes. Like I get here and I'm like, oh man, what are we going to do with these kids today?
Right.
But once we start going, like they kind of, you see the energy they have, so that kind of you feed off that.
I think they're just as excited as you are. They start out really excited and then you go up to match them. You can't
exactly.
help it. That's very cool. Is there any other stuff that's like going on, new stuff that you guys are doing like this year coming up that you want to change or?
No, we just we're like I said, we got a good foothold here in this building, in this community. It's nice it has been difficult because we when we've been going for 7-8 years and we've moved like 4 times.
Right.
And I know as a gym owner, like these mats aren't right. And these weights,
every time you're like, this is the last time
I'm never doing
moving this
again.
mat.
Yeah. So
and then it happens again.
That's the biggest thing. And then obviously having people that are willing to help out and volunteer. Like I have a core group of maybe 2 or 3 coaches that have been committed to helping out and always being involved, but always looking for kind of more help, that kind of thing.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So all that, hopefully you're got a good spot here. You don't have to move a lot.
Yeah, no, it's excellent. And we're in a great neighborhood too. Like we've got, like I said, we've got lots of kids here, and the space it's kind of cool. It's what you said. It's like CrossFit, right? Like
the brick wall is so cool.
Yeah, the brick wall.
Awesome.
It's
I wish you guys see all the stuff around. It's really cool.
Yeah.
So you mentioned a little bit before how you got into this, and then you got hooked up with this Pro Action charity. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah. So I think I kind of said it at the start. So they've been around in Toronto for over 25 years. Like I want to say 27, 28 years. Jon Bitov Sr., the guy that brought the Raptors kind of to Toronto. That's how I remember him anyway.
Okay, cool.
Him and a group of people. They wanted to start up a charity that had police and youth interacting in a positive way. So the Hamilton chapter just celebrated its 10th anniversary. So there's a board and they raise funds, and as a police officer we come up with ideas of how we want to roll out different type of programs and write up a grant, and it gets approved, and then we are able to do programs like this. So
that's awesome.
I'm trying to think, like to date, I can't even imagine how many programs we've had in Hamilton. There's got to be over 100 in the 10 years that we've had, and it's all based on police interacting with youth in a positive way.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
I think it started in Toronto, right? I think
started in Toronto. Right. There's chapters in Durham, Hamilton, Niagara, Halton. I think that's it for right now, unless I'm missing one. But yeah,
that's cool.
And like the sky's the limit. It's up to the creativity of the police officers. Like we've had officers take kids on canoe trips for like 5 to 7 days. They go up on hang gliders. They've done laser tag, badminton tournaments, basketball, like anything you could think of doing that would have a positive interaction with the kids and the police. They're game for it.
So, that's awesome.
Yeah,
and it sounds like it's mostly like active based, like they're doing things.
Yeah, absolutely. There could be music programs, like painting, anything you're able to do.
That's cool. And I'm assuming just from the sound, it's all run by police officers.
So it's all police officers volunteering their time to run these like I'm not working right now, right? So I'm volunteering my time to run this program. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Making a difference. Like grassroots, I think that's what I was talking to the executive director about. Like the cool thing about this is, so most of these programs, if not all, but you can correct me, are like they're free to drop in.
Yeah, in the rec center. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And there's like a clothing drop off. There's after school programs for the kids. There's music program. There's art. There's all kinds of stuff in this rec center. So it's good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. Is there more stuff? You guys have a website, I think, somewhere, right?
Yeah, so you can get us on, I was told that Facebook is for old people by my friends over there.
So it's all about Instagram, right?
Yeah, Instagram. So we're on the gram, and it's, at one time we were an official affiliate, but my level 1 expired, so I apologize.
So you're just a functional
fitness
facility.
So whereas we were CrossFit Fortis Vitam, we are now the Fortis Vitam Project on Instagram.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yep.
So we'll definitely link you and check that out.
Awesome.
We'll put some stuff up. Also, I was mentioning you before. So when we had the Bros and Does event at the gym, We took in spectator fees, and part of that fee was for you guys.
Oh, it's awesome.
So it's really cool. So we raised $350 for you guys.
Thank you.
So we're going to get you guys that for equipment, and then also our partner, the Treadmill Factory, and they have this line of Extreme Monkey stuff. They've been sponsoring a lot of our events. Yeah. So they're going to donate a flat bench press bench to you guys as well.
That's awesome.
So we're going to hook you guys up with that, and they're going to ship it here. Totally free.
That's awesome. We appreciate
so
that.
whatever else you guys need, if you want more benches, more stuff, more bars, you just let me know, and they're gonna hook it up.
See, and that's the community right there.
That's exactly what it is.
Everyone coming together to help. So
you know what it was? Like, it was I didn't even ask them to donate anything. They were just like, hey, let's hook something up.
No, that's cool. We appreciate that. Cool.
So I'm really excited. And I'm hoping to do more stuff with you guys in our events going forward.
Absolutely.
I think it's going to be really cool. And this is something I didn't expect what I saw here, and this is really, really cool.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Awesome.
If you want a moment to talk to my guys real quick.
I'm Alex. What's your name?
Flammer. Nice to meet you.
Awesome. Nice to meet you. Tell me a little bit more about yourself, and how'd you hear about this and all that stuff? You've been here the longest, I assume?
Yeah.
I think, right? Cool.
Yeah. So we started out in McQuesta. I think John told you about it. It was the gym we all used to go to play basketball at night. I think it was 8 to 10. And one day they're like, the owner at the time, Roy, his name was Roy, he came in one day and he's like, oh, you guys want to come to CrossFit? And none of us knew what that was. Of course, we only came to play basketball.
Yep.
And then not many people signed up at first. I'm going to be honest. But then they made us go into the gym, and John was there with a bunch of police officers who were coaches. We didn't know they were police officers at the time.
Right.
And then we had a workout, and then from there it was like love at first sight. And
awesome.
We'd come back every week, excited for it, and we'd have a lot of people turning up, like more and more coming every time.
That's awesome. Do you remember what your first CrossFit workout was?
It was definitely light, a lot lighter than now, for sure. I know there was a lot of push-ups in there.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Starting.
That's awesome. And then, so you've been doing this for how many years now?
I started in grade 6, so I was 12. Now I'm 19.
Oh, so 7 years.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's a lot of CrossFit. And any really cool things that you've learned, like, about yourself through fitness and like this program or anything like that?
So because of CrossFit, I was able to play basketball all throughout high school. It helped me keep up with all the competition, of course. My brother right over there, where'd he go? He was always my competition, and it was always me and him going head to head. And then CrossFit helped me get that extra step on him.
That's awesome.
I had the athleticism, he had the talent.
Did you notice a big difference, like when it came to like running drills or anything?
Yeah, exactly. He still can't dunk. I can.
No way. And before, is he your older brother too?
Younger.
Oh, younger. Okay, so he's like he let you stay ahead of him.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool. And then you guys come in here like once a week?
Once a week, but so John gave me like I have access to this gym whenever I want to come, whenever I have time. So last week I came 4 times. I didn't come Friday. Yeah. So Monday through Thursday. So I have the opportunity to come in and do my own thing.
That's so cool. And what kind of stuff do you do when you're here?
Well, I'll Google a lot of workouts.
Yeah.
Majority Fran sometimes, but kind of like a cheat Fran because I'm not that athletic yet.
Right. Do you do like a lighter weight or what do you do? Less reps?
Lighter weight.
Yeah. How much weight?
Just 10 sometimes, or just sometimes just a bar, depending how I feel.
Yeah. Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
And do you do any strength stuff? Do you go when he was talking about when you guys go to CrossFit Battlefield in the summer?
Oh, Battlefield. Yeah. So we have the program where we measure our 1 rep max at the beginning with certain lifts, for instance, the deadlift, and then we'll work at getting that 1 rep max a lot higher. So my youngest brother, who wasn't able to make it today, he started. I forgot. I think it was 330 deadlift, and at the end of the program, it was 415 or something.
Oh, whoa, that's amazing.
Yeah, and it's the gains are there. You see yourself grow, physically grow, and it's the best feeling ever.
That's awesome. And it's cool to see the progress from when you test at the beginning, stick to a plan, you don't know what's happening at the end, it comes out, and you're like, wow, all that progress, all that hard work paid off.
Yeah.
That's very cool. And then are you going to, you said, I think he said you were going to college next year?
Yeah, so my plan is to go to college, then university. I want to do both. Because, so meeting John and John being my role model all throughout the years, I want to be just like him. So I want to become a police officer. I want to work at strengthening relationships with at-risk youth and the police. So next year I'm going to Mohawk for police foundations. Cool. And then after that I plan on going to Laurier for criminology and a minor in psych.
That's excellent. Yeah. Is Mohawk local here?
Local, yeah.
So you're going to be able to keep coming here?
Yeah, keep coming here always.
That's really cool to hear. That's great. And do you guys help out with some of the kids sometimes?
Oh, yeah.
To coach one day, or?
Today I was kind of late. I was getting my hair cut.
Yeah.
And I booked it a little late, so I was flying down here, and I made it a little late.
That's
Usually
right.
I come for 4.
Clean. That's good. It's worth
Thank you.
That's awesome. So helping with coaching the stuff sometimes?
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Definitely a thing. John's even offered me sometimes to like, he's like given me that opportunity and like talked to me about like trying to get my level 1 or that, and I'm getting more into it so that maybe I could like teach it at a later point in time.
That's awesome.
So he's opened up many possibilities,
That's
which
very cool.
wouldn't have been there for him if it weren't for him.
That's great. Part of the reason that I wanted to come here is I think I've known about this for a long time, 7 years or whatever it was, but a lot of people don't know. And it's and I just want people to kind of know that this exists. This is a really cool thing, and it's really good, and it's helping a lot of people.
As cliche as it sounds, like I just want to say that there's always help out there, and there's always that one person you can go to no matter what. Like I have John, and other people have other people they could go to in their community.
Right.
And John's that person for me.
So I guess go around, find that person.
Find that person, trust me.
Because once you find it, it's a big difference.
Yeah, it's a really big difference.
What do you think you'd be doing if it wasn't for like meeting John on this program?
I don't know. Definitely down a much worse path. Once again, he like inspired me to like chase my dream, becoming a police officer. I don't know if that'd be a possibility if it weren't for meeting John.
Right. Did you have a dream before?
NBA, but
Yeah. I had that too. That shit from a long time ago. Oh damn! You still play ball?
Sometimes. My brother still plays it, but I work a lot now. So whenever I have time, I'm either here or if we're playing basketball.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. Awesome, dude. It was really nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So man, that was really cool to hear like how the like one of your first guys been here a long time. The difference it made. Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Did you have any idea when you started this that this is what it would turn into? Like when you, I only think because like talking to other affiliate owners, like, hey, like how'd you get into like what made you want to do like start a gym? And everyone has like a different idea. And I'm wondering for this, like this is you didn't start this at all for like yourself. Like this is completely.
It was something I kind of like again once you start doing CrossFit, I saw Steve's club and I kind of saw like a parallel or an opportunity to do something like that here.
You got to tell some people what Steve's club is.
Oh, sorry. So Steve's club, it's you can correct me if I'm wrong. So it's a police officer. I know that Steve Liberati. I've actually touched base with him just to kind of say, hey, we're kind of doing something down here. And he started it in New Jersey, I believe.
I think it was like 2008 or something, like a long time.
It's a long time ago. And it was, I don't want to try to mess it with stats, but it was a very crime-ridden neighborhood in New Jersey. And then it turned into, through his hard work and the community, it turned into like a national program where other affiliates have Steve's club in their gym, if I'm correct. And so I just basically the connection with the police, the youth, and CrossFit.
And like, this can work.
Yeah. So, but as far as where we've come, like I try not to look at it as the size. I try to look at it as the length, right? So like that we've been doing this for 7-8 years. The amount of kids we'd had come through the program, and the fact that we can still get them. Like we've got kids that have started and are continuing to go along with us.
That's so cool.
Pretty cool. Yeah.
And it must be nice. Like I'm trying to picture in my head, like starting out in a basketball gym. In my head as like an affiliate owner, I'm like, you guys were like lugging equipment out, setting it up and like putting it away.
Yeah. So how that started, we were lucky enough that it was, if you can picture like your elementary school gym, they had a stage on the back,
and they had like the little
doors. So we were able to leave some of the equipment on the stage, and then just once we did it, we brought it out, and then within the first 6 months, the rec center saw the value in it and gave us a classroom.
Oh, that's awesome.
So then we were able to put everything in a classroom, locked door, and we had our own room. So that was pretty cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
And how many guys do you have like yourself? I met what was his name? Jeremy earlier. Is there any other like police officers that work with you guys that are?
When we started off, we had a lot. We probably had like 15 to 20 of friends and stuff that started going with us. But the core group has been Jeremy. And Phil. So Phil was a retired officer now. He was still working at the time, and he's got level 1. He's got Olympic lifting certifications. He coached one of the coaches at Battlefield.
Awesome.
So he's been with us since the start, and that's my if it wasn't for guys like him, guys like Jeremy, and another coach Anas, he's one of the ones that really kind of grew our program. So without guys like that, core kind of group helping out.
That's really
lots
cool.
of hands make light work, right?
And how'd you guys get all connected and hooked up with each other? Like, was it just on the job? You were like, oh, like I do CrossFit, you do CrossFit. Like, I assume that everyone did CrossFit before.
No, so Jeremy was one of the ones that got me into it. He was doing it at Stony Creek.
Okay.
And I've known him since I was like 18 years old anyway, prior to us having this job. So he was down for whatever I wanted. And then I knew Phil through work. And then Naz was a volunteer with the Hamilton Police and heard about our program and started helping out. And he brought more volunteers on and kind of grew from there.
That's so cool. So it's totally like a big group effort. I mean, you started it, but like it's a big group effort. Like to
even the start, like I might have had the idea, but there was tons of people helping me. Like my one buddy Mike, he's handy, so he helped me build everything.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
and by
so
help
cool.
me, I mean he built everything.
Yeah, you just stood there and nice work.
Yeah, hand me that wrench. That's not a wrench. Okay, sorry.
That's awesome. And like, where do you think this is it going to go? Or are you just kind of like just day by day, like doing what you can?
So sometimes it's day by day. Like now that I feel that we're kind of in a good space, like actually in a good space where we're not going to have to leave anytime soon.
Right.
We've pretty much got, as far as equipment goes, we're always looking for something new that we can use with the kids, but we've got a good bunch of stuff here. So it's more about just giving the kids more experience, more opportunities to come and work out, and just kind of getting more people involved, right? And
that's awesome.
If they get like some people involved, like I don't know if you saw, we had a kid come here. It was his first night.
Yeah, I did see that. I wish I could have filmed it because I was like, oh man,
yeah. So we've always got room for more. So the more people we can get through it, and again, we can get a few more volunteers, we can get a few more kids, and then we can just kind of keep going.
How did the kids find out about it in the area?
So just word of mouth. Again, we're in a rec center where they have lots of kids programs, so we kind of.
This is like one of the programs?
Yeah, it's kind of like the Pied Piper. You see the couple kids filter in, and then I send one back to get the rest of them, and then so if they're in the rec center doing that, they can come down and.
This is very cool that they all filter down and stuff, and then I guess the Graham people bring their friends.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and any love we can get, like social media wise, is appreciated, just to kind of spread the word, right?
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
If you had to tell, like, I guess, someone who does CrossFit something else about like this program, like the really like in like I don't know, like a sentence like about the importance of it or like that kind of stuff, because I think again, like I mentioned, I think a lot of people just didn't even know this existed.
Yeah.
And here I am thinking like everyone knows about it for sure.
It's just, if you can just think of how like how you feel after getting through a challenging workout, or the sense of accomplishment or the sense of community that you have, and you probably already have like a supportive spouse or friends or like that, and you probably don't worry about where your next meal is coming from, or like if both your parents are going to be at home or whatever. So you get some kids are from more challenging circumstances than yourself that are still coming willing to put themselves through like these type of workouts.
Yeah.
It's just that, like giving them the power to get through a workout, that's going to translate to get the power through school, maybe to get the power through college, get the power to go through job interviews. It's just it kind of everything just parallels. So that's kind of where my mind goes with this. Like it's bigger than like fitness, it's bigger than CrossFit or exercise. It's kind of like trying to build these kids, making them, like the name as Fortis Vitam is Latin for strong for life, right? So we're trying to build those skills.
That's very cool. It makes sense, like you said, like the fitness is secondary. Yeah. It's all the other benefits that they get from it.
Yep.
And I think exactly to your point, I mean, all the benefits that we get being in more stable situations, imagine how much more that benefits someone who's not in a stable situation.
Yeah, exactly.
And they need that kind of stuff more. Plus, I think the community and culture shows them a different side of people.
For sure.
And even just hearing how, like, having a support group, I think a lot of people take for granted that some people don't have a support group or a support network, or don't know who to turn to or who to have as a like, this is my mentor or someone that I want to emulate when I grow up.
Yeah, and we have that too. Like with our coaches, I don't spend a day without texting back and forth with Flamer about something. Like usually he's sending me some video he found on Instagram. It's funny, but like asking questions, doing whatever. Like it's good. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
very cool.
Yeah.
Well, John, awesome. I want to thank you for letting us come in here. I think this is a really cool thing. I hope you guys all enjoyed learning a little bit more about stuff that's happening in our community. And I hope when you get the stuff, just take a picture.
Absolutely.
And let us know.
And to that point, I want to thank yourself for being involved from day one and always like reaching out and being willing to support, and for Treadmill Factory, whoever else is helping. It's great. Just
those guys
it's
are
the
great.
Community. Yeah, it's awesome.
That's awesome.
Thank you very much.
Very cool. Awesome. Well, it was a pleasure. I'm sure we'll see you soon. We'll be back again.